Okay, a little bit of lag as to expected here on Twitch as we start our XCW pay-per-view. Before we get that pay-per-view underway, we have this pre-show match here. 4 men that were not in a storyline, were not able to get on the card, will have an opportunity here tonight to compete in action. You will see Jackson Jordan, our newest member of XCW, a member of D-Generation X. He will be taking on Mike Miles, the former 2-time undisputed champion. You all see one of our newest members here, Victor Thompson, not coming out. His manager, Emma, here tonight. This fatal 4-way could get a little hot and heavy, telling her to stay backstage. And then finally, Nick Nitro, sporting a little bit of a new look here tonight. Might not even recognize the man. This should be a great fatal 4-way match to start and kick off our pre-show here for XCW. Let's jump right into the action as soon as anybody lets me know in the chat that things are ready to go. Here tonight in action, while I wait for somebody in the chat to confirm that the video and audio are clear and ready, I'll quickly try to run down some of our card. As soon as I see somebody in the chat, I will start this matchup. Okay, early on in the card, we will have the European Championship on the line. Anthony will be taking on the man who earned the opportunity, Jake Watson. We will see him one-on-one in our first review. This is actually the pre-show, but we will see the European Championship defended. It should be a great... Will Jake Watson finally be able to in XCW, and that is clinch an XCW Championship belt? Later on in the card, we will see the United States Championship put on the line. It'll be Sammy Danger defending against the rising up-and-comer Black Widow. Over the week on Raw. Sammy out on Raw could of how that goes.
To the ring from Houston, Texas.
Jordan character. This is definitely his time to prove himself not only to the XCW universe. Yes, it does say that there is lag. Might be the weather conditions here. There is a tornado, not necessarily right next to me or anything, but within a large enough vicinity that we here are seeing the effects. That cloudy, bad stuff. Yes, my family does not act, but it's giving lag right now. If the through the entire, stop the broadcast after. Start the broadcast once the pre-show is over. Bill said it's lagging and driving me crazy. Didn't say it was lagging at all when I first started the broadcast the first time. But I told you about the European Championship. I told you about the United States Championship. But we also have, for the first time ever here tonight, a Divas Championship. That is right, the Divas division officially begins here tonight.
Victor Thompson.
That man right there, Victor Thompson, he is a man that has a Diva manager who will be allowed to compete in the division. She will not be competing in that championship fatal 4-way Extreme Rules match tonight. And we have 4 lovely ladies that will be competing later on tonight. You will see them in action. It will be a great first match here for the Divas in XCW with that championship, that women's championship on the line. Victor has many wins here in XCW in his short stint here. It'll be interesting to see if he can walk away in this pre-show match with a victory. Hopefully the lag is gone. Says it is gone on my stream. Hopefully things are working better now. Okay, besides the European Championship, the United States Championship. Besides the Divas Championship, we will also see Tyrant, the leader of D-Generation X, taking on Omega one-on-one. Definitely will be a great XCW matchup. The former NXT champion taking on a man who was oh so close to fighting in our main event here tonight, but fell just short of the Undisputed Championship. Here comes our former two-time Undisputed Champion, Mike Miles. He fell hard and he fell fast. I don't know why it's lagging so much. He fell hard and he fell fast, has lost his last 4 consecutive matches. He has not won this month. He has not won since he became the Undisputed Champion again at our previous pay-per-view of Vengeance. And then finally, we have one more man in this match. That is Nick Nitro, a man that everybody has been making fun of, or at least the other superstars here in XCW behind his back. This is a man that the fans love, but the people in the back seem to have a vendetta against. And look at him coming here to the ring, deciding to change things up a little bit. Get rid of his green attire. Does not want to be directly associated with the Small Soldiers film anymore. Nick Nitro quickly making his way to the ring, ready to compete in action, wants to get a victory here tonight. We've got representatives of the Wolfpack. We've got people who joined NXT recently from XCW, the DOD in the chat. We've got Agent Mayhem. We've got the Sinister Six. We've got Kirby in the chat. We've got quite a few members of XCW and NXT Superstars representatives here in the chat, ready to comment on all the action in the ring tonight. Should be a great fatal four-way matchup. You see Nick Nitro right there taking down Mike Miles, while Victor Thompson hits a huge atomic drop on Jackson Jordan. There is no disqualification in this match. If somebody, for whatever reason, feels the inclination to go get themselves a weapon, bring it into the ring, and attempt to beat down each and every member that they are facing here tonight, that would not be an illegal action. But it is not necessarily encouraged to use them in a normal fatal four-way match. So hopefully this will be a nice, clean, four-man matchup here tonight. Apparently the Wolfpack Nation, CJ and Paige, have just pulled up here tonight. They are ready for action later on in the evening. Both CJ and Paige will be in action tonight. CJ and Paige could walk out with championship belts. Right here, the action continues. Miles trying to throw him. No, goes for a pullback attempt. It hits a huge one-handed spinebuster on Victor Thompson. While Nitro doing a good job here tonight, able to hit that huge boot to the face. Then Jackson Jordan following up with a knee drop, while Mike Miles is taking care of Victor Thompson. Right now hitting a running power slam. Mike Miles definitely looking impressive after so many losses recently. Jackson Jordan, got taken down by Miles, but right now Victor Thompson finally gets a move off. This double atomic drop right to the tailbone of Nick Nitro. You've got Jake Watson in the chat now. Tornado Nash, our undisputed champion, is here. Hold on, one-legged Boston Crab being applied to Jackson Jordan, but I believe Victor Thompson able to break that up, trying to attack Miles now, not happy about him possibly picking up a victory early on in this pre-show matchup. Jake Watson has entered the building. Hold on, huge big boot went for by Nitro. Able to avoid it was Jackson Jordan, but got an elbow in the face. And right now, though, European uppercut sends Nitro to the ground, followed up by an elbow drop. Mike Miles, though, dropping Thompson on the other side of the ring. Miles now viciously assaulting James Jordan. sorry, Jackson Jordan. Mike Miles is the last member of Foreign Affairs. Don't know if it technically exists anymore. He has not been successful in his rebuilding efforts to bring that group back here in XCW, as DX, a former Foreign Affairs member, Tyrant, able to build up at least one extra member of his faction here in the last couple of weeks. Jackson Jordan joining the XCW roster. Hold on. Mike Miles right there just won this matchup. You saw that world's strongest slam. He lifted up Jackson Jordan, the man I was talking about right there, and crushes him to the mat, while Nick Nitro was in the process of beating down Victor Thompson. Did not notice the pinfall attempt, couldn't hear the referee hitting the mat as he was punching the face of Victor Thompson right there. That man, Mike Miles, maybe turning around his career, which once looked so promising. Two-time undisputed champion, had been doing so bad the entire month, lost every single match, one-on-one for the entire month. Finally picking up a victory here, and even though this was on the pre-show, not on the official Capital Punishment show, this in fact was a significant turnaround for Mike Miles. A1 and Shantia swooping down in the chopper here tonight. Apparently they just arrived. Jake Watson also in the building. That's a good thing, because Jake Watson is about to compete in action. He will be on the first match of the card. Jake Watson, just to let you guys know, this is out of character for a moment. Universe would not allow me to set up either the European Championship or the United States Championship with managers. So I will go in and add your manager now, and then I'll have to start the match from there. When I tried to save it with managers, Universe told me, you know what, we're going to change your match to some random other thing. So we're going to jump in, save that match like it should be, and jump into the action here. First matchup, Anthony taking on Jake Watson, European Championship on the line. Just need to change the participants, adding his manager, Jimmy Hart, onto his side. Jake Watson here tonight, having the best opportunity of his career. Gonna make sure that everything on the bottom is correct before I start the match. Okay, entrance on normal. Let's turn that to slow, and let's start this matchup. Championship action here to kick off Capital Punishment. Great pre-show match by those four gentlemen, including Mike Miles, who picked up the win. But here we are with our first official match of the pay-per-view. It will be Jake Watson, along with his manager and supporter, Jimmy Hart, taking on Anthony. One-on-one matchup for the European Championship. This is going to be some nice action here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the European Championship. Making his way to the ring from Montreal, Canada, he is the European Champion, Anthony.
Wow, listen to that reaction.
Anthony now standing at ringside with that championship belt around his waist. Anthony has gone through a lot here in XCW. Have not mentioned Ross, a former tag team member of his, for simply 1 week. Then together we're going to start up the corporation. Things immediately fell out between the two, turned into a bit of a rivalry. And in the end, it was Anthony that did not necessarily win the rivalry, but in the end was the man who became more successful than his partner, Ross.
accompanied by Jimmy Hart. From Toronto, Canada, Jake Watson.
This is what you call a must-win situation.
This man right here, since separating from foreign affairs, has really come into his own, finally proving his worth, winning a #1 contendership for this European Championship. We're going to see him competing in action for the first time ever in one-on-one competition for a championship belt. Is he going to be able to do so? Or will it be just like his previous tag team attempts at winning the title? Will he fall short of glory? Will he fall short of his goal? Or will this man leave here tonight in just a little while as the European Championship? We're about to find out. Referee's got the belt in his hand, showing both gentlemen what is on the line in this matchup. Raising it up, allowing the fans to see that beautiful belt. Both men look ready to compete in action right now. Neither man wanting to walk out of here without that strap around his waist. Anthony early on got that lockup with Jake Watson, but Watson is the man who's able to take advantage, get that hammerlock in right now off of the wrist lock. Hold on, turns it around to a hammerlock of his own. Early on, back and forth, switches around, gets him down into an armbar on the ground. Jake Watson wrenching it back on Anthony. Anthony won the title last month, defeating Chris Kanyon in one-on-one action. This month, will he be able to defend it just like he gained it? Gonna see here tonight. Jake Watson right there, not starting things off well after just getting suplexed by Anthony. Watson, though, back on his feet, gets thrown into the corner, stumbles out. Anthony hits a huge sit-out spinebuster. Could have gone for a pinfall. Instead, gets back to his feet, trying to stomp on the knees of Jake Watson, who's able to avoid it and hit a loose desk press, pounding the face of Anthony in. Got a lot of great storylines here tonight. We will, in fact, I told you about most of the card. We will also see, besides the United States Championship, besides the European Championship, which you're watching right now, besides our first ever Divas match here, there's going to be Women's Championship match here in XCW. Besides the tag team match between the Vigilantes and the NWO Wolfpack, you will see a lot of other action, including Tyrant versus Omega. You will see Kirby fighting for the hand in marriage from AJ. Kirby having to take off one of XCW's best superstars, and if he can defeat Justin Sane here tonight, AJ has said that she will marry him, and if he doesn't, that she will not. So that matchup will be on later, will be highly anticipated. And then finally, in our main event, we will see the leader, obviously not the leader, a member of each faction here in XCW that is taking over. We'll see Vigilante member Brian Tornado Nash, the undisputed champion for nearly almost the entirety of the last 6 months here in XCW, taking on the Wolfpack member Alpha One, who has come close to victories in the past, was in that Elimination Chamber, had a shot to win the title from Tornado Nash. He was in the United States Championship match last month. And here tonight, we'll have his best opportunity one-on-one. No interference allowed. More on that later. Special matchup, special contract signing had to go on earlier tonight between Alpha One and Image Maker, myself. We had to come to agreement as to how that championship match was going to go down. And right now, Jake Watson in the ring, hitting a nice elbow drop right to the middle of the chest of Anthony. Follows up with another one. I know it's like a bruise on your shoulder. You don't have to hit somebody hard, but if you hit them enough times in a row, you are going to leave a bruise. Anthony, though, has a comeback, knocking Watson down a couple of times, ducks under that clothesline attempt, and hits it, finishes it up with that power slam. Watson could be in trouble, going for this STO, reverse STO right there, smashing the face of Watson. Is it Matt? Watson, though, gets off of his feet, RKO, looked like he might be going for a comeback, instead turns into an RKO, but he has so much energy left in this. Anthony was so exhausted he was unable to get up. Hold on, what is this? Is he going for that? He's going to drop him off the electric chair drop into a huge face buster. Drops him face forward onto his face and chest. Watson could be setting up for something big here in a moment. Another knee-high lift right there. We saw one of those a while back, but Watson now exhausted after hitting a few consecutive moves on Anthony. Hold on, going for the pin. 1, 2, no, not enough to pick up the championship. Hold on, we got a front face headlock right there from Anthony. Kicks him to the gut, pounding him to the mat, unable to knock him down until that third or fourth strike finally taking Watson to the ground, turning him over. Thinks that might be enough to put this one away. Just a 1 count that Watson kicking out. Somewhat ease right there. This has been a great matchup for the European Championship. Elbow to the face there. Hold on, Watson looked like ready to hit up his maybe his finisher or signature power slam. Pinfall attempted here from Anthony, not enough to put away Watson quite yet. Watson getting back to his feet using the ropes. Anthony tried to assault him from behind. Watson, though, again, I think he might have been going for a signature or finisher, but Anthony quicker on the draw. It's a huge scoop slam right there. Anthony goes running at him, turns underneath the round. That clothesline attempt and hits a great German suplex, follows up with a very vicious elbow to the back of the head. Again, Watson just trying to get to his feet. He's getting repeatedly beaten in the back of the head with that elbow. Watson now gives one back to Anthony, and then a huge tilt-a-whirl side slam, crushing him down to the ground. Referee's counting 2. Just a 2 count. Anthony kicking out a little bit more resilient than Jake Watson once. Hold on, Watson. Turn around, spine buster. Is that enough to put Anthony away? No, lifts him up. He's going for that backslide driver. No, picks him up on his shoulders. What is he going for here? Oh! That huge foot drops him off the shoulders on his way down. 1, 2, no! Watson could not pick it up with that signature move. That's basically a foot version of the go to sleep. Right there, Watson knocking him onto the ropes. Here comes Anthony, though, fighting back now. Got on the front. Oh, no. Sleeper hold. Watson might have to tap. Watson taps it. Oh. Watson had to tap out. He had taken quite a few shots. Remember, back about 3 or 4 minutes, Anthony was viciously beating the back of his head repeatedly with an elbow over and over and over. And when he locked in that sleeper hold, applying the pressure not only around the neck, suffocating the man, but probably putting the pressure on the back of the head as well, where he had been viciously beaten. Jake Watson, sadly, personally, a member I thought was primed and ready to win a championship here, falls short in a great one-on-one matchup. But in the end, it was Anthony who came out on top, allowing himself to still remain the XCW European Champion here.
Here is your winner, and still.
Look at him clutching that belt like it is a small child. Definitely the most precious prize he has held here in XCW. Obtaining his championship 1 month after earning it. Did a great job in that matchup. Jake Watson fought hard, but it was not enough to pry that championship from that man's hands. Watson, I'm sure, will regroup and be coming back after a championship here in XCW. That is not a man who decides to quit when the tough gets going. He comes back hard, trains harder, fights harder, and eventually gets what he wants in the end. He earned his spot way back up the roster to get that European Championship opportunity, but was unable to do so. Again, the computer deciding, the universe refusing to allow managers in a matchup. Black Widow has a manager that will be joining him at ringside here tonight. His manager is Paul Bearer, the man that used to belong to The Undertaker, coming to the ring with Black Widow. We're going to start this match. Hold on, oops. I accidentally pushed B there. Gotta make sure I did not choose fight as Sammy Danger. See, I did. That would have been bad. Sammy Danger, there we go. I felt for some reason I needed to do that right there. Okay, let's start this match. Although this is a championship match, we will make the momentum slow. And here we go. Our second match of the XCW presenting Capital Punishment here tonight live on Twitch. This is episode 35 of XCW. This is going to be a great matchup here between these two gentlemen. We have seen Black Widow rising over the last few weeks. We have seen Sammy Danger still pick up some impressive victories. Not that many this month, but in general has been doing well. But last week, Sammy Danger tapped out to Black Widow. It was a excruciating hold applied by Justin Sane, making Sammy tap out. But Black Widow won with a submission hold in his matchup. Definitely setting up, will Black Widow not only win here tonight, but make that man give his belt to him by making him tap out.
And is for the United States Championship. Making his way to the ring from Lexington, Fayette, Kentucky. He is the United States Champion, Samuel Danger.
Sammy Danger defending his championship for the second time here tonight. Successful last month against Alpha One after winning it in a six-man Armageddon Hell in a Cell. Here tonight, one-on-one, again, he will be defending that belt. The man he is facing has risen. He has become one of XCW's fastest rising superstars in a very short amount of time. Have most of our XCW superstars are in the arena tonight. There are no NXT superstars in the building.
From parts unknown, Black Widow.
Black Widow, this man right here, definitely wants to walk out of here with that championship belt. As I said moments ago, there will be no NXT superstars in the arena. I have made sure that there will be no interference of any kind by the NXT brand. And to give you some idea of what exactly our Undisputed Championship match is going to be on later tonight, we will have both a Falls Count Anywheres match, basically an old school hardcore match where you can pin your man anywhere in the arena. But we'll also have a absolute positively ironclad no interference clause. There will be no people allowed at ringside, nobody allowed to interfere with either gentleman the entire match, because if anybody for any reason decides to get in there and interfere with Alpha One or interfere with Brian Tornado Nash, that man, whether they be an XCW superstar or an NXT superstar, will be fired. Me and Alpha One came together, signed the contract earlier today, and that will happen in our main event. There will be absolutely no controversy as to who wins that belt. Hopefully the sanctity of all of our championships here tonight will be just as controversial less as the United States Championship belt about to go underway. You saw that belt being risen into the air, and right now we are seeing Sammy Danger locking up with Black Widow in the center of the ring. Paul Bearer really has given Black Widow a huge amount of guidance, just like Jimmy Hart has done for Jake Watson. Widow, will he be able to do what Jake Watson was not when he redefined himself? Will he be able to walk out here tonight as a champion? Huge spinebuster right there from Sammy Danger. Black Widow taken down hard, but immediately gets back up and hits a reverse STO, a jumping reverse STO, crashing him down to the mat. Now running off of the ropes, hits that running senton, splash right across the gut. Sammy Danger, but Danger, who've gotten back to his feet, hits a nice running, diving clothesline, taking Widow down, hits him so hard, knocks him backwards off the ropes. But Widow able to reverse that strike attempt, get behind Sammy Danger and attack him from there. Now followed up with a very nice stand-up spinebuster. Picks him up, brings him down hard to the ground. Now what is this? Widow crawling over Sammy Danger. Very creepy maneuver for this spider-like individual. Now cracking his head repeatedly with that huge, ginormous dome of his. But Sammy Danger shakes it off. Could have a concussion, but maybe fighting through it after those vicious headbutts. Right now, Sammy's got a hold of him, ducks under that lariat, and comes back with one of his own right there, pointing to his head, saying that he is smarter than his opponent.
Oh my gosh! Oh, what a smack!
Getting a lot of movie quotes in the chat here tonight. Kirby saying, win or lose tonight, he wants AJ to know that he loves her. This should be interesting later on when we see Kirby taking Justin Sane one-on-one. And if Kirby can pick up the huge upset over Justin Sane, then just maybe AJ is going to marry him. But if he loses, she said she will not, and that is exactly what Kirby does not want to happen. Will his love for her give him enough energy, enough power, enough strength, enough will to will his way to victory? But which of these men in the ring are going to be the ones to will themselves to victory? Sammy Danger has been fighting hard since winning that championship belt, has picked up a lot of good wins here. But in the last month, not nearly a good a month as Black Widow has had. And you just saw Widow right there jump up, crushing the face of Sammy Danger. Sammy Danger being turned over. I don't know what Black Widow has in store for him. Oh no, look at him. He's lifting him up. He's got him in that deadlift gut-wrench suplex. I think he's locking it in for a second one. Widow going to teach Sammy Danger a lesson right now. A third time showing him the power he possesses. Sammy's not one of our largest superstars, but still the power to be able to do that maneuver is impressive. Goes for a pinfall, but I believe Sammy was able to get his toes under the rope, had to let go of that maneuver, but a running neckbreaker takes down Widow. Hold on, submission hold, surfboard stretch. Black Widow could be in trouble. Sammy has it locked in. Widow trying hard, finally able to escape. That will not be the end of Widow here tonight.
And the Scorpion fires back.
Widow going, oh, hits a vicious DDT. But that made Sammy very angry. Got up, was going for a comeback. You saw him running to hit that clothesline. Instead, it was, in fact, Black Widow nailing the massive move. Hit that black hole slam, but both men back now to their feet. Drop kick to the knees attempted by Black Widow. He is blocked by Sammy Danger. And right there, again, kick to the gut. Again, though, that vicious DDT. Hiking the head of Sammy off the mat, now rotating him a bunch of times in a row, over and over, trying to set up for a move, but Sammy blocks it, taking him down to the ground. I think he hit his head on that bottom or middle rope. That could definitely cause some damage. Not sure if that was intended or if it was a botch of some sort. Black Widow could seriously be hurt, but right now not showing the effects as he's able to take Sammy to the mat. Went onto the apron. What is he setting up? Springboard attempt here. Hold on. Misses. Sammy able to roll out of the way, but a black hole slam again takes down Danger. Turns him over. What is he going for? Doing the rotating him a bunch of times once again. Able, whenever he is trying to hit. Hold on. Eat defeat right here. Bam. You saw it connect. Danger. Him seasick. Turn him over enough times that maybe he will simply give up. Jumps to the apron again, going for a springboard attempt. No, instead just springs back into the ring. Hold on, off the ropes. Lifts him up. Huge hip toss right there. Sammy could be going for an RKO at any moment. We have seen him do it before. Hold on. Ducks under, hits that huge lariat once again. 702-144, you will not be competing here tonight. Not yet a member of the XCW roster. But hold on right there, that huge comeback hit by Black Widow. We know he's got a signature move. Can he hit it? No, it gets blocked by Sammy Danger. Danger now going for those signature punches. This could be it. Winds up, hits that third one. Such a vicious move. Sammy turns him over. Will that be it for Widow here tonight? One. No, Widow kicking out after one off of a signature move. Maybe telling Sammy, sending a message to him that it is not going to be that easy to take him out. Whatever he does, he needs to avoid that RKO. I'm pretty sure if Sammy can hit that RKO, this match will be over. If he was going for a lariat into a huge haymaker, hold on, went for that diving lariat. Not able to hit it now. Black Widow dragging him to the center of the ring. Now doing the hold on, turns him over. Anaconda Vice locked in. Will Sammy tap? A lot of pain, but I don't think he's going to tap. The United States Championship belt is on the line. He is not giving up. Hold on, did he just tap? No! Able to get out of the maneuver, use his knee to crack the back of the head. Hold on, end of days though. Right there, the end of days is going to be the end of this match. There's no way. Sammy kicks out. Oh my gosh, Sammy, after a count of two, kicks out of that move. Really impressed with his, hold on, RKO! Did not see it coming to Black Widow. 1, 2, 3, and Sammy Danger, after receiving the Anaconda Vice, held his ball, would not give up, survived an end of days, did not allow that to be the end of this matchup, and as both men got back to their feet, Widow looking to strike once more, did not see him jump up, grab his head, bring him down, face first to the mat, and knock him clean out. Sammy just retained United States Championship in a great one-on-one bout. Definitely so far of our three matches, including our pre-show match, the match of the night.
Here is your winner, and still the United States champion, Samuel Danger.
The way things are going here tonight, if things do not change, and it is a night of champions retaining, the Vigilantes later on tonight are probably going to walk out here the tag team champions, as well as another Vigilante member, Brian Tornado Dash, might walk out here still the undisputed champion, unless things suddenly take a turn for the worse and the champions are not able to defeat their number one contenders. As we move on to our next matchup here tonight. Now you see the two men in this matchup had a rivalry dating back for about a month and a half. Tyrant and Omega faced off. Omega defeating Tyrant. Tyrant not happening, demanding a rematch. But during that rematch, Alex Tyson came out, interfered in the matchup, causing Omega to lose. But Omega was not nearly as upset with Alex Wolf as he was with Tyrant here. He went on to try to screw Tyrant in that 3 stages of hell match, causing him to be pinned by Alex Tyson in the center of the ring in the second fall of that match. But eventually Tyrant, after Omega was kicked out of the building, Tyrant was able to come back and win that 3 stages of hell match. Neither of these men won the Money in the Bank briefcase, as Alex Tyson got the victory over both of them. Then these two men were competing for the undisputed championship number 1 contendership. Tyrant was the man to eliminate Omega in that first round of the elimination tournament.
From Akron, Ohio, the Titan.
Here he is, Tyrant, ready to compete here tonight, Operation DX. He is representing the leader of D-Generation X, the revived, brand new DX here tonight. This wants to be his moment, the moment where he puts a stamp on XCW, beating a former NXT champion, currently not affiliated with the brand, and is trying to strike a war with us here in XCW. And even though I have kept my mouth shut for most of the time, this will probably be the match where I talk a little bit more about that NXT brand and exactly what they have done here in the last couple of weeks. Right now, let me get back to this story between these two gentlemen. Omega is the man who got eliminated by Tyrant. Tyrant, at the end of the night, lost to Omega's now teammate, Wolfpack member Alpha One. And here tonight, he is going to strike back, hopefully getting revenge on the traitor Alpha One by beating his teammate, his former NXT member, Omega. These two men have been battling it out for a while, and this might be their final bout together. Definitely coming to a head here tonight, the rivalry between these two gentlemen. Here he is, ring here tonight. It is Omega, champion of NXT. In its first week of action broadcasting, we saw Omega lose Shane Thomas. And guess what? He ended up being snatched up by XCW. I contacted Alpha One, a man I used to trust. I asked Alpha One exactly who on the roster, who was ready to move up to the main roster and not to be a part of the NXT developmental brand anymore. And in the end, the man he told me, the man he approved, the man he said, this is the guy you want. He said, it is Omega. And I said, you know what, Alpha One, I trust your ability to tell me which man you think is the best. And I took that advice. I picked up Omega. I snatched and brought him up here to XCW to compete. And for a while, this man did exactly what he said he would do. He did win match after match after match. But as soon as things got personal, as soon as things involved more than one superstar, suddenly Omega could no longer handle it. Omega being defeated by the first time in his career by Tyrant here in XCW. Did not appreciate the way things went down in the coming matches, fighting in quite a few triple threats, fatal four-ways, not one Omega had intended to do. So this being somewhat of a catalyst, one of the many reasons that our NXT broadcaster, our number one contender for the Undisputed Championship, Alpha One, chose to stab me in the back, go behind my back, sign a couple of NXT superstars to come over here onto our show, try to take our tag team championships. See him later tonight in action. Hopefully, our XCW Undisputed Champion will defend our title against this NXT sympathizer, this man who feels that NXT should be considered equal to, if not better than the XCW roster. They were brought in here to be a developmental brand. I asked them, hey, I need a guy to run a show. I need a guy to commentate. Pull this roster of superstars, make them good enough to compete against our XCW men, and then we'll bring them up one after another. And instead, that wasn't enough for him. The fact that I looked at it as an inferior XCW is full of hard veterans of the wrestling industry, men who deserve to be where they are, and those men in NXT should not get the same opportunities as the XCW. I don't believe they are as good as the XCW superstars. But right here tonight, we are seeing Omega being powerbombed repeatedly, third time in a row. If he can pull it off again, no. Omega finally kicking him away. Tyrant impressively showing strength against one of the largest members of the XCW roster. Right here being lifted up. Huge pendulum backbreaker. Tyrant is going to feel that one for a while. Jackson, the commentator, is not going to be here tonight unless he decides to run in and join in the action. Oh, Tyrant right there went for it, caught it, and gave him a slap across the face. What a bit of disrespect being shown by Omega to the XCW veteran, one of the very first members of the XCW roster, competing on the very first episode here in XCW was Tyrant. And even though he went through struggles, he has really emerged as a great wrestler here in XCW. Hold on, right here, blocking that maneuver from Omega, but immediately getting reversed himself. Kick to the gut. Omega setting up. Oh no, I think he might go for those triple powerbombs. No, this other style of powerbomb he does right here. Tyrant trying to grab the bottom rope. Not enough, just kicking out. You saw Omega was mere millimeters away from that bottom blue rope. Could not reach out and grab it. Had just enough left in him to kick out. Omega really picking things up here, taking Tyrant apart for the last minute or two of this matchup. Right now, pulling him to the center of the ring. Tyrant flipping him back onto his back. Now attacking, kicking the feet repeatedly of Omega is Tyrant. Tyrant now, huge sweeping wheel kick using that back wheel trip right there. Hold on, Tyrant. Oh, that looked like that collision really hurt both gentlemen. Did a springboard crossbody, and Omega was not back to his feet. Both men took a little bit of damage on that. Tyrant now being sent hard into the turnbuckle, crumpling to the ground. Omega lifts him up, trying to set up something here in the center of the ring. What is this? Pendulum backbreaker once again. Trying to take him out, spine first, it seems like. Danny saying that he slapped the taste right out of his mouth. R-King, how you doing tonight? Your guy has already competed here tonight, R-King. He was in the pre-show four-man Fatal 4-Way earlier tonight. Well, it was Mike Miles who won our pre-show bout. Hold on, Tyrant. Right here, the comeback being done by Omega. He is hulking up, not allowing these punches to affect him, telling Tyrant it is time to get knocked down. Tyrant able to block that comeback attempt. Now Tyrant setting up what looks like a finisher. Omega could be walking into his demise. No, blocks the finisher. Omega probably has a signature or a finisher of his own. Gets blocked himself. Kick right to the gut. Tyrant walking back. Going for a spine buster. That is not one of his signature moves, but still an impressive move on its own. Two, not enough to put Omega away. Kick to the back. Saw the foot slightly. Oh, slap across the face again. We're seeing Omega slap and his getting up quickly. Versus that comeback, rolls him up, but immediately kicking out. I think his feet were tangled up in that second rope. Omega now going for, again, that power bomb. Hits it right here. Is that enough to pin here tonight? 1, 2. No! Tyrant, last possible moment. I think his hand was up against the rope, but maybe you actually have to have it underneath or grabbing it. As you saw right there, unable to get the rope break, but just barely able to get the kick out. Aaron, let me get quick, hold on. Tyrant going for a pin off of that drop kick. Oh, almost got the victory, but again, just in time, Tyrant kicking out. AJ and Kirby are backstage discussing their Kirby's match tonight. From what I hear, it doesn't sound like Kirby wants AJ something. I can't read the rest of the comments. Omega right now, what is he going for? Huge scoop slam right there, crushing the back of Tyrant, going for a pinfall. 2. No, Tyrant again kicking out. Natalia cheering him on from ringside. Tyrant blocking that boot move by Tyrant, setting up. Hold on. This is that signature one-handed choke slam spine buster. Going for the pinfall here. 2, 3. Tyrant defeating Omega after I thought Omega controlled the middle portion to late in this match. Took control. It looked for a little while like Tyrant was going to take control for most of this matchup, but then it was complete shift in momentum for a long time. And in the end, after we saw multiple huge signature and finishers from Omega, in the end it was that signature one-handed choke slam spine buster that took Omega down for the 3 count. Wolfpack here tonight, 0-1, and DX are 1-0 here on Capital Punishment. I guess you could consider them 1-1 since Jackson Jordan, a member of D-Generation X, was pinned in our pre-show, but was not pinned here tonight. The leader of D-Generation X competing against the newest member. And right there is Natalia raising the hand. Raising the hand of her man.
We knew he felt he had to win this one tonight. I mean, there's absolutely no way to underscore how big this victory is. Perhaps the biggest in his life.
Having quite a bit of lag here tonight. Really surprised about the amount of times it keeps saying lag normally. It does not say lag very often on the Twitch stream, so kind of surprised at the way things are going right there. Agent Mayhem saying, who paid that ref? I have to agree with Agent Mayhem just a little bit. It seemed like the ref on those powerbomb pin combinations was a little bit maybe late on or allowing him to stop the pin before he fully kicked out of the maneuver. Maybe expecting him to be able to do so. Here we go on to our next matchup. This is going to be a great match here. This is the World Tag Team Championship match. The Vigilantes had to beat 3 straight teams in that tag team gauntlet match in order to win these championships, including that sneaky Alpha One's NXT tag team, that team he brought over to try to win and steal our tag team champions here at XCW. He had to defeat the Sinister Syndicate, and they put on one heck of a fight. They did not just beat up the Vigilantes, they physically decimated. They were bloody. Both members of the Vigilantes, Chris Cryptic and Brent Ryder, were drenched in their own blood. It was covering their entire faces. But in the end, a C4 off the top rope. It took one of the most high-risk, dangerous moves here in XCW to put away the Sinister Syndicate. And the Vigilantes, for the first time, claimed championship or tag team championship gold. These two men, who are both former United States champion here in XCW, banded together with Brian Tornado Nash to try to take down the bad and evil groups here in XCW. The DOD have been gone. They are gone over to NXT. Thought they were retiring. Decided to lie to me. Let me sign them away. Not allowing that 90-day or 60-day compete clause where they couldn't compete on any other show. Instead, I said, you know what? Here you go. Scot-free. You're gone. The DOD now members of NXT. But they are no longer here. So the Vigilantes are getting the job done, whether it is exactly how they wanted to or not. The DOD are gone. That evil tag team we've had here for so long in XCW. The Foreign Affairs, those group of vicious and mean and hateful superstars that came together, banded, tried to take over XCW. They are completely and utterly destroyed. Members of them are left the XCW altogether. Some of them have just simply not been able to get back to the level they were at. The Vigilantes have come into XCW, done exactly what they set out to do. Here tonight, there are champions coming out from the audience, being cheered on here tonight. We'll be taking on Alpha One's NWO Wolfpack, and who is in the group himself. He's running NXT. He's almost like an NXT superstar here in XCW. But instead of just being an NXT star here in XCW, no, it's not simply that. He is an actual XCW superstar. So it complicates things. Do I punish him for what he's doing with that other brand and going behind my back? What do I do? But I can't take too much retaliation against this man. I can't let him feel like he's doing what he is doing to me. So I am simply make sure that there's no interference in any of these matchups. I don't want him to think for a moment that I had a hand in defeating his people, unless it was Brent Ryder or Chris Cryptic simply proving they are better than the NWO Wolfpack here tonight. Not XPW, it is XCW. If I did XPW on the, on the broadcast label, I'm sorry, I typed it in quickly. It should say XCW. For those of you who don't know, XCW stands for Xbox Community Wrestling. Take the community on the Xbox WWE 2K video games, get them to let us use their creator wrestlers to complete these awesome and spectacular brands. XCW has been going now for 35 episodes, 7 months of in-game action. And here tonight, the Wolfpack are going to try to do what they have yet to do. They were the very first team to fail to win the tag team titles against the DOD in that very first XCW Tag Team Championship match. They're going to try to do what they have not been able to do for 7 months. And that has finally become the XCW Tag Team Champion. All 4 men standing in the center of the ring. Jake Watson, just to let y'all know on the website, you got to read the fine print of how to change your overalls. Jake Watson is actually already a 91, as you had been here for 5 straight streams. So you have already gotten that overall point. As we compete in action, got to turn this to slow, not normal. And here we go, tag team action, tag team championships here tonight. Chris Cryptic on the left with the pants and the shirt and shorts. On the now left is CJ Lyons, the 6th Dynasty, the NWO Wolfpack, trying to go where they have never gone before. Nick Watson's overall is a 91. Right here, CJ continuing the assault with that huge stalling brainbuster. That move has got to hurt the spine of our tag team champion, Chris Cryptic. Nice DDT right there. Finally able to take CJ down was Cryptic. Cryptic attacking him, not allowing him to get to his feet. Hits a DDT again. This time from his knees. Hold on. Huge DDT right there. Float over. Got around CJ. Can Bobby hold on? We see an Anaconda Vice Locks, and early in this matchup, there's no way CJ's going to tap out this early. And he does not, as Brent Ryder is cheering on his teammate who is taking control of this tag team match right now, pounding the back of CJ right there. CJ now finally able to block the maneuvers of Chris Cryptic, hits that running neck breaker, now tagging in his brother for the first time here tonight. Jay Lyons gets into the match. Go Brent. We have Tyrant booing the NWO Wolfpack, calling them the Paw Patrol, telling you wanting the XCW Vigilantes to take over this win, take over this match, and retain those tag team championships. Apparently, we are hearing backstage, maybe rumors, that Jake Watson is fed up, very frustrated, going to be, hold on, got a phone call, got to answer this. I will be back in just a moment.
Beautiful inverted suplex. Oh, out of nowhere. Ouch. And there's the double team. Uh-oh, it might be time to run. After all of these shots to the head, I've got a feeling that Soup's going to be on his diet for the foreseeable future. He desperately needs to make a tag here. What a counter by the King.
Okay, I'm going to have to leave when this matchup ends and come back in just a moment and continue our XCW pay-per-view. If this match goes more than about 10 more minutes, I will have to leave. pausing the matchup and continuing the match in a moment, as right now Brent Ryder gets into the ring. Not sure, this might be his first action of the night. When I left, he had not gotten into action quite yet. CJ trying to attack him in the corner. Said Ryder flips him back there, tries to do a move of his own. Both been blocking each other. Now this huge Famous are taking Ryder down. And now here comes Big J. Jay knocking Ryder back, sending Jay back into the corner. Now Ryder goes for a low drop kick, unable to hit it as Jay moved out of the way. Jay now pulling him to the center of the ring, lifting him high up. I think he might be going for that pendulum backbreaker, fall away slam combination. There it goes, sending Ryder over his back, letting him slam hard into the mat. Now rolls up that unique roll up and wrenches back on the face of Ryder. Right now, Capital Punishment is about halfway through the card. Brent Ryder attacking Jay right now. Jay back into the corner. Ryder hitting a bunch of vicious lefts and rights over and over and over. Now, these rights pummeling Jay down into the corner. Well, he's following it up with a huge drop kick. Uses the ropes to get leverage. Flies high up in the air and pounds him into the turnbuckle. And now, right now, hits the knee. Take down the huge tree trunks of Jay, and that might be enough to keep him down for the count and allow him to use those huge, powerful lifting maneuvers, maybe. Hold on, in the gut. Ryder can't move, and right there, Famouser again. We saw DJ hit one of those a few minutes ago. DJ stomping the back of Brent Ryder. Hold on, goes for that huge right hand, gets it blocked. Now Ryder runs and hits a drop kick right in the middle of the chest. And now, oh man, that double stomp to the gut. That move has got to hurt your internal organs. Ryder, I believe, trying to go for that signature DDT, gets it blocked. CJ stopping Ryder from hitting that DDT. Hold on, Jay tagged himself in. DJ was not ready for that, did not accept it. Seemed unappreciative, but I don't think this is any kind of rift between the two brothers, but definitely don't want your superstars, your tag team partner, not to be on the same page as yourself. Hold on, huge pullback right there. Comes in and wrenches back on the neck of Brent Ryder.
He's in big trouble. Whoa.
Brent Ryder now tagging in Chris Cryptic. He had been in there for quite a while. Here comes CJ back in the ring. We have seen CJ and Jay fighting hard together as a team. Chris Cryptic able to avoid that kick. Tried to hit a huge spinning lariat, unable to do so. And now after that running jump over Famouser, going for the pinfall. 1, 2, no. Jay, for some reason, I guess, got over there to block Ryder from getting in the ring. Instead, Ryder did not try to get in the ring, and Jay gets out of the ring, goes back to his own apron. Chris Cryptic now pulling him to the center of the ring. What is he setting up here? Spinning elbow drop. Great job, our XCW superstar, the Vigilante member, Chris Cryptic, now tagging in Brent Ryder again. Ryder trying to strike the back of CJ. CJ blocked it, throwing him now to the far corner. Could he be setting up that tag team move? No, sets him on the top apron. Oh, drop kicks him out of the ring. Did you see that? Brent Ryder went from a sitting position on the corner turnbuckle and literally got shot, forced, extremely eradicated from the ring, and Jay gets down there attacking Ryder. Both members of the Wolfpack now have closed in on him, and a reverse suplex takes him down to the hard. Ryder could be in a lot of trouble. I know those pockets that on his vest, that those could give him a little bit of cushion, but not much. As right now, both members of the Wolfpack right there try to attack him. They actually collide just enough for Ryder to escape. Hit a DDT, tornado DDT on CJ. Now attacking Jay, hitting him with that elbow. Now he's running after CJ instead. Rolls back into the ring. CJ walks right into Ryder, knocks him onto the ropes. CJ, though, gets back the advantage. Hold on. Got pushed back by Ryder. Another tornado DDT, taking him down. After I am done, can I download the Manic, a.k.a. Jake Watson? We'll see about that later. We'll worry about picking up new or redone superstars. Hold on. Going for this comeback right here is CJ. Hits 2 forearms, ducks under, comes back. Huge spine buster. Now here, Ryder's crawling to the wrong turnbuckle. Not the place he wants to be right now. What is he doing? Setting up. Ryder needs to move. I don't think he's going to. And oh, you just saw the foot catch him across the face. That huge running boot to the corner. Now Brent Ryder looks like he might have a comeback. Instead, though, going for this signature move, I believe. Huge butterfly suplex. Might be going for the pinfall. Trying to drag him to the center of the ring. Now turning him over for the pin. Cryptic is there, though, to break it up.
And he finally gets out of the ring.
Hold on, Brent Ryder fighting back right now. Hold on, switching that looked like maybe some type of side headlock right there. Attempt by CJ got blocked and reversed by Brent Ryder. Now Ryder setting something up here, stomping on the back of the knee of CJ. Here comes Chris Cryptic. CJ trying to crawl back and tag in his partner. He does. Chris Cryptic now running at him. Gets knocked down by Jay. Jay knocks Ryder off the apron. This could be it. Cryptic could be in trouble. Jay setting him up. What is he going for? Butterfly DDT. Hits it hard in the ring. Ryder is not up. If he goes for the pin, this could be it. No. He should have gone for the pinfall. Instead, Ryder now back on the apron. This is a big, painful maneuver, but you've got to take your shots when you have a chance. And he did not take advantage of that momentary lapse where Ryder was unable to get in there and break up the pinfall. Chris Cryptic, though, off the ropes. Huge, turns this around, immediately goes for a pinfall. Ryder recognizes it and gets in the ring to break it up. Great job by Brent Ryder. Just to let you guys know, in about 3 minutes, I'm going to have to pause the match and come back. Hold on. This might be it, though. Tag team finisher. That double knee backbreaker taking down Cryptic. Brent Ryder needs to get in there and break it up. He gets in quick. 1. Almost a 2 count as Ryder breaks it up. Hold on. Huge takedown by Jay. Okay, now attacking Chris Cryptic, puts him on his shoulders, going for that spinning cutter. This could be it. I believe that is a finishing maneuver. Hold on, Ryder gets in the ring and breaks it up before the pinfall could even get to a 1 count. In case you guys didn't hear me one more time, I'm going to let you know there is a possibility in just a moment I'm going to have to leave. Hold on, close. I might have to leave in just a moment. Pause the game. Stream will exactly where we left off. Hold on, just 1 more minute till I'd have to go. Hopefully somebody can pick up the victory before I walk out the door. Here, both members of the Wolfpack standing over Chris Cryptic. Here comes Brent Ryder to support his teammate. Not going to allow this tag teaming to happen. Stops that maneuver. Hey guys, that is it. I've got to pause this match up. This match taking a little bit too long. I will be back in a few minutes.